the Speak English Fast podcast. I'm Maya.
And I'm Sayan.
We're your hosts, and our mission is to help you improve your English and your life, one fun, natural conversation at a time. We've got a fantastic episode for you today, diving into a really big topic.
Absolutely. Maya, I want to start with a question for you and for all our listeners out there. It's a question that I think about a lot. What is the one thing that truly makes or breaks your success? It could be about learning English, staying fit, getting a new job, anything at all.
That's a great question, Zan. I've always thought about it a lot. And for me, the answer is always the same: self discipline. It's the one thing that keeps you moving long after your initial motivation has faded away.
I couldn't agree more. You know, motivation is a great spark, but it's not a sustainable fire. When you first start learning English, it's exciting. You feel a burst of energy. You download the apps, you buy the books, and you spend hours studying. But a few weeks in, when the novelty wears off and the grammar gets difficult, that's when you face the real test.
Exactly. That's when discipline takes over. You have to make the choice to sit down for 15 minutes and practice your vocabulary. Even when you're tired, motivation says, I want to, but discipline says, I will. That's consistent. Small effort builds to big results over time. But a lot of people think there should be a hero to succeed. But really, you just need to be consistent.
That's a huge point. People often aim for a huge burst of effort, like studying for 5 hours on a Saturday. They feel good about it, but then they don't do anything for the rest of the week. It's far more effective to do 20 minutes a day, every single day. That's what builds habits and creates lasting progress. It's not about being perfect, it's about being reliable.
And this applies to everything. If you want to get fit, if you want to have discipline enough to go to the gym on days you don't feel like it, if you want to save money, you have to be disciplined enough not to buy that coffee every morning. It all comes back to that one core habit of doing what you know you should not do, even when it's inconvenient.
You know, I think a lot of our listeners might be thinking, that sounds good, but I just don't have enough discipline. So, what are some simple, practical things they can do to start building that habit today?
My advice is to start incredibly small. Don't set a huge goal. Instead, make a tiny rule for yourself. Like, every day I will say one sentence out loud in English, or I will learn three new words. It's so small that's almost impossible to fail. The goal is to build the habit of showing up consistently. Once you're consistent with one tiny habit, you can easily add more.
That's a perfect strategy. It's about building momentum, not about trying to be perfect from day one. And remember, if you miss a day, don't give up. The most important part of self discipline is getting back on track the next day. It's about being a marathon runner, not a sprinter.
Well said, Zan. It's the daily effort that counts.
You know, Maya, there's something else I've noticed, and I think it's super encouraging. The more you practice self discipline, the easier it gets.
Totally. In the beginning, it feels really hard, like dragging yourself to do something you don't want to do. But if you keep going, even for just minutes a day, it slowly becomes a part of your routine. You don't have to fight with yourself as much.
Right. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every day thinking, do I feel motivated to brush today? You just do it because it's a habit now. Discipline works the same way. At first, it takes effort, but later it just becomes part of who you are.
Exactly. And here's something else I've learned. You don't have to feel like doing something to actually do it. You can feel lazy but still open your notebook. You can feel tired but still repeat one sentence in English. Your feelings don't always have to be in charge.
That's so powerful because a lot of people wait for a perfect mood to start. But successful people, they show up even when they are not in the mood. That's the real difference. You don't have to be perfect. You just keep going.
And if you're listening to this and thinking, but I've tried that before and failed, that's okay. Everyone slips. Everyone has slow days, but discipline means you don't let that one bad day turn into a bad week. You just get back on track the next day.
And I think that's secret. You don't need to be extreme. You just need to be gentle but consistent. Give yourself credit for showing up, even if it's just for 5 minutes. That counts.
It really does. The truth is, building discipline is like planting a tree. You don't see the results right away, but if you water it daily, just a little, it grows into something strong. So don't give up, even if it feels slow at first.
Maya, I think another reason people struggle with discipline is because of the myths we believe. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, like the idea that disciplined people always wake up at 5 a.m. and never eat chocolates.
Exactly. People think being disciplined means being strict all the time or never having fun, but that's not true at all. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about making good choices most of the time and getting back on track when you slip.
That's such an important point. I had a student once who thought she couldn't be disciplined because she didn't have a good morning routine. She kept comparing herself to influencers online. But once she started doing just 10 minutes of English study in the evening every day, her skill improved so fast. No morning routine needed.
I love that because here's the truth, your version of discipline can look different than someone else. What matters is that it works for you, whether it's early morning, lunch break, or right after bed. If you're consistent, it counts.
And we also need to let go of all or nothing mindset. Like, if I say I can't study for 1 hour today, it's not worth it. That's not true. Even 5 minutes matters. 5 minutes is still progress. It's like putting a coin in the jar. Small, but it adds up.
Oh, I love that image. A coin in the jar. You won't see a big difference after one or two coins, but after 30 days or 60 days, that jar is heavy. That's what small daily effort does. It builds something real.
And let's be honest, it feels good to know that you're being consistent. Even if nobody else sees it, you know, and that builds confidence. And the more you trust yourself to keep your word, the stronger your self discipline becomes.
So true. Discipline isn't about pressure, it's about trust.
Well said, Zan. It's the daily effort that counts. Thank you for this great conversation. It's a good reminder for all of us. And thank you to our listeners. Remember, success is often not about talent, but your ability to stay disciplined and keep going. We'll talk to you next time.